Next up, Ryan, hardcore closer, Stewman.
I welcome you to the YouTube of the doo-doo. Rewire minds and changes lives. I went from selling dope, now I'm selling hope. It's all about helping others grow. You ain't know. It's Ryan Stewman.
Hey, welcome to the Hardcore Closer Podcast. And you probably wonder where the fuck I've been. And I've been here. If you've been listening to Rewire, obviously I've still been making those. But since 2017, I felt like the calling on my life wasn't so much to teach sales. And I continue to do this podcast just because I'm committed to doing something. And I have been doing it for forever at this point. And to be honest, I just ran out of shit to say about sales, right? And where it's not as interesting of a topic to me anymore. So I just stepped away from the podcast altogether. And it's the first time I've ever done that. I've been running that podcast. It morphed through different names over the years. But I've been running that podcast since 2011. But a lot of you fuckers are persistent and you were like, hey, dude, you got to bring it back. So here's the deal. We're back. All right. We're back. We're all the way back. But it's different around here this time. You remember, like, there was a pre-pandemic Hardcore Closer podcast, and now there's a post-apocalyptic Hardcore Closer podcast, and things are just a little bit different. So we'll probably talk about sales, and we'll probably talk about business, but really this is just a conversation. I want to have my friends and people that I do life with in here, and sometimes I'll do episodes by myself, but I don't want you to come here and expect, hey, it's the latest and greatest sales trick. I've given all the sales training I think you'll ever need if you go watch my sales videos or listen to these past podcasts. And I think we're at a new era in time where the conversation can be bigger on this show than just sales. So on behalf of myself, I would like to welcome you back to the Hardcore Closer Podcast. And I just want you to think Hardcore Closer, not necessarily just a sales guy, but me, the dude that is hardcore closing deals all the time. And I got my good friend and long-term homeboy, man. We've been together for a long time. With me today on the show, Jose.
Thank you for having me.
Don't be all nervous and shit, man.
Man, I hate these things. I think you're the only person that could talk me into getting in front of a camera, bro.
Why not?
Even pictures and selfies and all this shit everybody tries. I'm kind of like awkward with them because it's like, I'm not used to that, right? So it's kind of like, hey, let's take a selfie, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do with my hands? Like I'm like Ricky Bobby on that movie.
Well, the good news is nobody wants to watch my ugly ass on video either, so most people just go listen to this on the podcast anyway, man. So it's all good. Today. So, man, I want this show to, like I said, evolve from sales and all that stuff. Well, we can talk about all that at some point maybe, but really, there's a lot of crazy shit going on right now, and
Tell me about it.
And as a business owner and a marketer and a salespeople, I see what's happening. We human beings, we're really no different than computers if you think about it. Like we have commands that we respond to. So if I ask you a question, chances are you're going to answer it, right? You may not give me the answer I want, but chances are you're going to answer it. So we have these processes and these algorithms that we run on. And man, right now, dude, the TVs, the media, the talking heads, the influencers, man, they're really exploiting like old sales tricks for their own good. It's crazy.
There's something I read recently. It says people think that their hands were the most washed body part on a human being in 2020, but it was their brains.
That's true.
Not their hands, their fucking brains were the most washed body, or whatever it is in anatomy, was their brains.
And it's crazy because, like, and this isn't something that hasn't been said on a podcast before, but, like, fuck, man, can you imagine you wore a mask? And then you got vaccinated, so you didn't have to wear the mask. But now they're telling you because you're vaccinated and people didn't get vaccinated, you got to wear the mask. And then it turns out right now, most of the people that are getting the shit are the people that have been vaccinated. Reminds me of something else, y'all. The flu shot. right? When's the last time I got the flu? I'm glad you asked. It was when I got the fucking flu shot. Ever since I quit taking flu shots, I ain't got the fucking flu. Has it ever worked that way for you?
Yeah, I haven't taken a flu shot in over fucking 10 years, and I haven't been sick.
Yeah. I mean, every time that I have taken a flu shot when I was a kid, you know, your parents make you do that shit, which is why I don't make my kids take vaccine.
They said it's because it builds immune. You get sick, you build immune from it, but I think it's total, like, what the fuck do I need to get sick? Let me get sick on my own and let that build up its own immune. What the fuck do I want to go freestyle and get sick on purpose?
So if that's the case, I'm no doctor. But if that's the case, then that means that if it's like a flu shot and they inject the flu into you to build your antibodies so that you don't get the flu, then they would be injected. So they just giving everybody coronavirus. Of course the numbers would go up.
Man. Okay.
I mean, fuck, you know? But here's what I don't understand, okay? So last month, right, just real timeline, right? Like, you know, I don't watch the news, but when you walk through the hallway of our building, it's on every TV, right? So, you know, depending on how many times you come in and out of here, if you go to the airport, it's on everywhere. It's hard to escape, you know?
Yeah.
But last month, it was, you know, I don't know, something like 70 million Americans have been vaccinated, record time, turnout, blah, blah, blah. And we kind of all looked around and went, who? Right? Because, like, maybe it's just because we're from Texas, but I don't know. We got bros in California that ain't getting that shit, you know? Like this is how it's working. White people right now are going, I don't know about that shit. Black people are going, fuck no, right? Mexicans are going, good thing we're not documented anyway, right? Like it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But if you think about that shit, last month they were saying everybody's doing it. It's awesome, right? It's going well above plan. And this month they're like, nobody did it, so now you guys got to put masks back on and stuff. It's like, wait, I thought you said everybody did it. Which is it? You know, it's fuck crazy.
So it's a marketing approach, right? Hey, 77 million people took the shot. You don't want to get left out, right?
FOMO.
Yeah. And then now it's not working. Let's go to the scared. What do they hate the most is the fucking mask and taking them back to 2020.
Yep.
Right? So that's the fear factor. So that's what they're doing.
So I brought you to talk about this on here specifically because you've seen these plays before, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like, we've seen this same shit happen in our lives before in prison. Like, this is like the classic prison fucking playbook, right?
Yeah.
Like, they take we're going to take the weights off the weight pile. You know, you guys fucked up. And then the weights never fucking come back, do they?
Nah.
No. They never. The government takes something away from you, they never gave it back. Matter of fact, President Trump was like the only president in my lifetime that has given something back. Right? Like, usually when bills expires, like Brady Law and shit like that, the fucking president extends them. President Trump was the only one that let wars expire and all this other shit. But he's not a government guy. But that's the first time in my life that I've seen the government, like, give something back that they took. And that's the way that they do it in prison, man, you know?
And most times they use that to control us in there. Hey, y'all have one more fight, we're going to take the weights away. Or, you know, you can't use the weights for the next 6 months, but they're there, so that gives us motive to behave or not riot for the next 6 months if we want the weights back, right? Or the rec yard in general.
Yep.
So we're inside doing fucking burpees instead of out getting fresh air, doing burpees, playing basketball, all this other extra shit that we look forward to in there. That's how they control us. So if they're using that out here, let me change that, because I didn't know this was where the conversation was going. Well, I can see why they want to use the mask to bring us back, is to control us so we don't go back to 2020, right?
It's
Everybody
the rec
wants
yard.
to go get away from 2020 as fast as we can, and shit, man.
Let me put it to you. This is what really happens in prison. Doesn't matter if you're in maximum security or if you're in the camp. People fucking tell on you, right? So in prison, if you got in a fight and you got the rec yard locked down, like, everybody's mad at you because the rec yard's out. So they're like, and so now all of a sudden you hate everybody else because you cost them their freedom, right? And that's what's going on with masks out here in the world right now. It's like, you ain't got your vaccination, your mask, and the people that didn't, now that you're mad at them, and so you snitching on them trying to get the rec yard locked down again. It's the same fucking government play in there that they're running out here, and they're like, we can control the meanest, most gangster, nastiest fucking dudes on the planet in this manner. Surely we can control fucking pink-haired Karen up the fucking road that, you know, is a vegan and, you know, likes to fucking buy double-fisted dildos on Friday night for fun, you know? Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just describing the typical fucking person that believes in this shit, you know?
With a double dildo?
Yeah. And Karen was born as a dude, you know? It was Kareem originally.
You know, I everybody sees it, but I don't see... Well, you know what? I'll take that back. I do see people speaking up on it. Not the majority. Some people are still sheep. They're still sleeping. They're kind of like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. But I do see a lot of people posting, trying to make it aware. It's just... Who's paying attention to that? I don't know. I don't know what the statistics or the data is on who's paying attention to your post or some of the other people that I follow on Instagram that post that bring awareness to me, where I'm like, well, fuck, I didn't know that, because I'm like you. I don't look at the news. I ain't got time for that. I think it's fake. I think it's brainwashing.
Definitely.
You know, so I'm not with the news, but I do read certain articles that you post and other people post, and I'm kind of like, that I want to share this shit, but like, let me research it so I'm not sharing shit that's not. And when I go and do the research, I like just vaguely go look at it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in shock. So who's paying attention is what we need to do, is bring that awareness to people who aren't paying attention. Why it's important to know this shit.
Well, it's a government magic trick. You know, it's like they show you something and get you excited over here with this hand, while in reality they're really doing some other shit. You know, it's like, oh, A-Rod and J-Lo broke up, and everybody's like, oh, fucking A-Rod's such an asshole. It's like, meanwhile, some really deceitful shit's going on behind the scenes that you're not seeing. You know, they're really good at fucking distracting people, you know.
It's the art of manipulation.
It really is.
Very good at it. But are these the people that we're voting on purpose to go up there and manipulate the shit out of us, so we're not in fear or
are we voting? Period. You know, do votes even matter, or is that theater? We don't know at this point. You know,
yeah, it's been corrupted too.
It has to have been, because I just want logic here. Okay, so you mean to tell me the most hated bitch in America, not Hillary Clinton, it's Nancy Pelosi. Right? She is literally the most hated chick in America. If there was like a list of like the top 358 million people in America that were hated, she would be top 5 and definitely number 1 woman. Okay? You mean tell me that they keep fucking re-electing this bitch for like 30 years now? They never in 30 years, with all the hate, thought maybe we put another motherfucker in this job and get our shit together and maybe clean up the streets of San Francisco. You don't think anybody's ever fucking... There's no way she's won all these elections, but you never think about that before, right? You never think about that before. You're just like, oh, hey, whatever. That's her district, right? Dude, she shits on the tech companies. They shit. There's no way all those people are like, yay, we're pro Nancy Pelosi. Like, there's no fucking way. But now it's all coming out in the wash. You're like, oh, that explains how that old bitch has been in office for so long.
You know, and I think somebody's, you know, found a string and it's unraveling, because 2020, if it's done anything, that's a fucking year for the books. Like, that's going to be in history books, man. Like, that shit psychologically, even if people aren't aware of it, changed their fucking train of thinking. Like,
no, for real.
It's brought out.
It hypnotized them.
Yeah, whoever in the fuck you were, that brought out that even more. If you're a fucking animal and you were hiding it, 2020 brought that shit out. If you were a true hustler, that shit brought you out. If you were a fake, that shit brought you out.
Yeah.
Like, 2020 brought out the best and the worst of who you were, right? And that's going in the book. And that psychologically changed everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. You were affected by 2020. Now, here we go into 2021. We want to run away from it, and all this extra shit's popping up. Now we're seeing what happened to Donald Trump. Donald Trump, honestly, from all these conspiracy theories and things that are... Let me rephrase that. I don't think they're conspiracy theories, because it's obvious. Alerts. Yeah, where's the best place to hide something?
Right in plain sight.
Right in plain sight, right?
Best place to speed's in front of the police station.
Yeah, so... Donald Trump was probably the only outspoken person that was revealing shit. There was one a skit Dave Chappelle said. He said that Donald Trump went on stage and said, "You would be frightened by the shit that I read that comes across my desk."
Yeah.
Right? Like he was hinting at shit like that. They didn't want that motherfucker in office. He was gonna unravel the whole thing. He was gonna have it crumble on his head.
Man, so I was on TikTok the other day, and there was this video with this like time traveler, and they made it look real, but obviously it's bullshit, right? But then we don't know. You know, fucking these days, what do you know? And it was like this weird looking thing, and it said that, you know, I'm not from another planet. I'm a human just like you. This is what we've evolved into. And I'm looking at this thing, and it has like dark eyes and a bigger head and no ears and longer fingers. It's just, you know, typical alien looking shit. And you think, how could we ever evolve to that? But we have AirPods, so before long we ain't gonna need ears, right? We wearing Google glasses not too long ago. I don't know what the fuck happened to those things, but we had them not too long ago. You know, they're gotta come back. Before long, I think we'll have contact lens, and you'll have the computer in your eyes, and you'll just be able to, you know, you look like you're at the fucking rave tripping, but you just be able to do it the fuck. You won't need a phone no more, you know? And then where are you going to store that? Like, your brain's going to run out of memory, so they're going to have to make your head a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying, to insert whatever battery pack or whatever the fuck we got to keep going. It's like, oh shit, no ears, AirPods, glasses, fucking bigger brain memory, implant. You know, right now, it's sexy to get ass implants. In the future, we're going to get head implants, right? Some of y'all bitches in Orange County are way ahead of us with all that shit you're putting in your fucking faces. Y'all all look alike and shit anyway, right? So, you notice that? Like, everybody on TV looked like they was all putting a photocopier and fucking ran. Like, what the fuck is going on? Who is y'all's doctor, bitches? Damn, that shit ain't good.
Look like a lizard.
Yeah, no shit.
Just pulled back. This shit looks crazy.
There's this show called Escape from L.A., and it's this story about this dude named Snake Plissken. And it's like, I forget it's Kurt Russell, right? Yeah. So it's like your classic 80s dude with the fucking mullet, you know, like, and he's like this bad guy with an eye patch, and he's rolling through LA, and he's trying to get the fuck out of LA because LA's falling off. There was an earthquake, and LA's by itself. He's got to run through the hood. He's got to run through the certain part. He goes through Beverly Hills, right? And in Beverly Hills, he's running through these tunnels. So this is a fucking crazy movie. It was made in the 80s. He's running through these tunnels. And as he pops up in these underground tunnels, there's these fucking doctors that got all these people like addicted to plastic surgery. And the people in that movie with the addiction to plastic surgery were fucking frightening when I was a kid. Like, fucking frightening. Like, I saw that shit, was like, fuck, man, imagine that, right? Every bitch on Beverly Hills Rich Housewife looks exactly like that shit right now. And they're like, it's normal, and all I see is like a bunch of scary looking motherfuckers, man. I'm dead serious, right? Like, they fucking puff their fucking lips up and fucking grow a nose, look like Pinocchio telling lies and showing them what the fuck is going on with that shit, man. I gotta pull this picture up, man.
So most kids grow up being scared of clowns and ghosts and shit. You're scared of fucking plastic surgery housewives.
Man, wait till you see this shit. You're gonna be like, that's scary, and it's a lot like plastic surgery. Okay, here we go. That's obviously a.
They all look like
look at this shit, man.
What's her name?
Like,
Caitlyn Jenner.
Like, that's what they look like. That was scary as fuck as a kid. But don't tell me that's what these motherfuckers look like now, ain't it?
That's Caitlyn Jenner right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this was scary as shit when I was a kid, right? But now this like fucking normal people look that way. Like, look at this shit. This is the craziest shit ever. Let me pull this up. The assistant man was so fucking scary when I was a kid.
But now he's an average looking dude.
No, the chick. Let's see. Hang on, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, look at this. I gotta show you, right? So when I was a kid, this fucking chick was scary as fuck looking. This bitch looks like everybody on pop fucking music right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Demi Lovato.
Dude, when I was so fucking scared of that when I was a kid. So when I see these bitches now with all that filler, dude, that's what these Instagram models look like. That shit's fucking crazy, man. Like, fuck, they predicted the future, you know? And they really only look like that in L.A. Like, you don't really see Texas girls looking that way around here, but they look like that on TV and in Instagram and in L.A. and shit. It's crazy.
It's huge on Instagram. right now.
It's crazy, man.
Just
I
like
looked
that.
at one of my wife's friends that moved to LA a few years ago, and like I seen this post through Instagram. I was like, damn, that person looks remotely familiar. How am I following them? Like, oh shit, it's homegirl. Man, she was beautiful, man. She done went out there and fucking ballooned her face up and fucking done all this shit, man. She don't even look like, she's not even white. She's a different race. She don't even look the fucking race that she was. Like, she done did some Michael Jackson shit. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy, man.
Terrible.
Yeah. Like, for real, went all in on the Michael Jackson. Chopped off the nose, straightened out the hair, fucking
But
white
what's
and
causing
shit.
that,
Fuck
though?
crazy.
What's causing that trend? There has to be something.
Salesmen. Them doctors are selling it out there. Bitch, you want to look like that one scene movie star? Yeah, you know, Escape from L.A., this movie star.
You know, you go to the barber shop and they have like a poster of like 10 dudes and you just pick one. Well, what bitch you want to look like? I want to look like number 4. That's our favorite. That's this month's special.
That's what
Get you
everybody's
up to
getting.
going.
That's that Ed Hardy. Everybody's getting it.
But the brainwashing, that's it. White can't. I mean, like you said, this girl is beautiful, right? What got
Beautiful,
in her
man,
head
a
to go
10.
and fuck herself off and do that? What?
But because, okay, so here's what, right? I got a theory. All right, I got a theory.
I love the theories.
Okay, so if you hang around, like let's say that I start hanging around 5 people that are Mormons, like diehard, like Mitt Romney Mormons, right? Okay, so let's say that I'm hanging around 5 people that are Mormons, and I move into a Mormon community outside of Salt Lake where it's like predominantly and overwhelmingly Mormon. Like if you're not Mormon, you don't fit in that community. Okay, I love Mormons, by the way. This is why I'm using you guys as an example. And if I don't convert to Mormonism, then I'm like an outsider in the community, right? I got tattoos and all this other shit. I stand the fuck out. And I'm not a Mormon. I'm really standing out, right? And so there's this amount of peer pressure for me to be a Mormon to blend into the community, right?
Right.
Man, it's no different if everybody around you is fucking putting fucking balloons in their face or whatever these bitches do, right? Now, look, don't get me wrong. My wife does Botox. I do Botox. I know you're fucking, what? Fucking, what do you call it? Like, it's not a shocker. What is it? When it's like twist, right?
Yeah,
There's twist story, plot twist,
so
right?
the plot twist.
And so I get Botox, right? If not, I look even meaner. If you can fathom that. I look even more angry if I don't get Botox. But I go once a quarter and I'm not like, hey, give me the smooth face, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, man, lift my eyebrows up so I don't look angry, right? And they just put a little bit in there. It's like $200 and I'm good. Never once has Tasha, my Botox lady, never once has she been like, you want me to pump this shit up, right? You like you want a bigger chin, you want a bigger forehead. So I'm like, you have to ask for. I feel you like as a doctor. Now hear me out, right?
You're gonna come to the office with the butt chin.
Yeah, like me, myself, and Irene. Remember when we got that chin, right? He went out, got a chin and a dildo. Remember that shit in that movie? So hear me out though, right? So you can't go to the doctor and you're getting some Botox. And the doctor be like, you know, your lips look like shit, right? The doctor can't say that. The doctor can't be like, you know, we can do your lips too. Like that shouldn't be like how it works. And if your doctor does that, your doctor's trying to fucking make you insecure so they can make more money, right? But like, I feel like if I went in and told Tasha, hey man, I'm gonna get this shit fucking all pumped, she'd be like, bro, what are you fucking doing with your life, right? Like, I believe she's good people. Tasha Ema is her name in McKinney, Texas there. But the thing is, like, these people, they just hanging around that, folks. And like, if you start looking around and everybody looks like that, and then you don't look like that, and you're like, you know, shit, this must, you know, fuck, this must be what it feels like to be like white in New Orleans. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you look like everybody else. You get pulled over by the police. Like, what are you doing here? Shit, I don't know. You're not supposed to be here.
You know, okay, so fuck. And
You feel like an outcast.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you know, I'm around some, you know, I'm probably out of my whole network, that I'm probably like the one that doesn't have, you know, the $1,500 shoes on, or the $20,000-$30,000 Rolexes on, or drives the Rolls Royces for fun on a daily. But I've never felt out of place because they're all so down to earth. We're all equal. as men, even though their finances might be a little bit more than me or they might be a little bit more flashier than me, I'm comfortable there because I'm working towards that. But not one time have I ever felt like, fuck, I need to go cut corners to get to where they are, or, you know, degrade myself or change my self-image to be part of this group. And I think there has to be a solution for people to accept themselves and say, hey, if you hang around Catwoman and a fucking lizard from these underground
Catwoman and lot lizard.
You know, like, it's okay for you to look the way you look, you know?
Yeah.
Natural beauty, I think, is the best beauty.
And let me tell you, I don't give a fuck what these rappers and like rock stars and shit tell you. A man, like a real man, right? First of all, I'm not like hating on rappers, but like a real man also don't wear no like $10,000 shirt, right? That's just not what fucking real men do. You know what I'm saying? Real men don't have a whole bunch of diamonds and shit around their fucking neck and all that shit. Like a real man, like when I'm talking about a real man, someone like me and you, right? You in the audience. Real men appreciate real women, right? There's this video on TikTok, right? You seen it? You got to see this. This fucking chick. She ain't got no teeth in.
Oh, yeah.
You seen it? Yeah.
Mike sent that
Yeah,
to
she
me.
ain't got no teeth, and she got freckles and shit, and she looked like she about 63 years old and about 6 days off of heroin addiction, right?
Meth
For
mouth
real,
and
yeah,
everything.
man. No, that's the heroin. The
heroin,
yeah,
the whole
heroin,
teeth fell
yeah,
out.
the fucking, they just fell out. She like
Yeah.
meth, you grind them out. Hers, they just fell out, right? And so, but within a couple of minutes, she goes from literally being a 1. On a scale of bangable 1 to 10, this bitch is a 1, maybe a 0, right?
Mine is
like,
0.
Like
Mine
literally.
is 2.
And then she puts this shit on, and she's like an 8 or a 9. She puts makeup on and her teeth in. It's fucking crazy. And turns into like an 8 or a 9. And like a real 8 or 9. Now, this is what's crazy, right? It's like, first of all, could you imagine, like, go home from the club, you tell your homeboys, like, hey, man, I fucking smashed this fucking 9 last night, bro. You won't believe this bitch. And I'm like, but I need a ride home. And they come over, and you're in there, like, pissing or taking a shit, and your homeboy shows up the house, and she answers. She still got her fucking fix-it-in sitting by the nightstand. Hey, but hold on. Let's walk through this scenario. And your boy's like, what the fuck? And she hollers at you. She's like, yo, Ryan, your friend's here, right? And so you go and like you finish, like, put your pants up, you wash your hands, and by that time she done got her teeth back in, her fucking hair pulled back and shit. And then you kiss her goodbye and you're like, bro, she's hot as fuck. And your boy's like, that bitch ain't got no teeth. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? You're like, she answered the door, she didn't have no goddamn teeth, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. She got fucking teeth. Did you not just see her? No, man. Could you imagine? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
hey, y'all hating.
yeah, why you hating? That bitch got
Y'all
teeth.
And also, so that there's a lesson to be learned right there, right? You see a hot chick at the club, you do all this, and you put your hand on, you know, on her lips, and you touch her lips, stick your finger in her mouth, and try to yank out her teeth. If she drinks forward with
You
her,
gotta
she's
give
a
him the
keeper.
fish hook.
She's a keeper.
You gotta give him the fish hook, check and see if the fish is a keeper.
If her teeth come out, you just hand them back to her and apologize. But you know, it's getting late, and you got to go home. You know?
What in the wild world of fucking manipulation is going on there? That is sorcery, bro.
That's catfishing at its finest, man.
Man.
That was, I saw that. Somebody sent it to me. I was like, what the fuck at the end?
First of all,
Makeup.
you know, if she applied the same skill as that artwork she did on her face to maybe painting canvases or shit, she could put Iconic out of business, you know? Fuck.
Yeah.
The chick's obviously got skills.
She knows her foundation very well.
But
It's
now
put together.
she started a channel because I started like, this is interesting. How's she going to monetize this? If she going to monetize it, right? Like you go viral, you know, I'm always thinking, where's the money at?
Shit, Mac needs to hit her up.
Well, now she's teaching ugly chicks how to do this. Sorry, ladies, I'm just being real. Ugly chicks, mostly dudes listen to shit anyway. Like how to like put makeup and shit on their face and look pretty, right? Which, you know, I can appreciate. I've got a friend, Jane. Adam and Jane been together for forever. And she says, you know, women are not ever ugly. They're just underfunded.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, that chick obviously could afford teeth, right? She could afford fancy makeup. Obviously a fuck ton of it. That shit ain't cheap.
What do you think she does for a living?
Look like she used to suck dick from meth. I don't know what she does now, but I can tell you what it looked like she used to do.
Hey, check this. I read this article.
Hold on. I can feel the comments now on this, right? Oh, she's got a disease. You're such a fucking asshole. Look, I don't know that shit, so I can't intentionally be a fucking asshole not knowing that shit. I choose to remain ignorant on the subject. Please continue, sir.
And for all those with the less remarks, I hope you find a fish just like that and wake up to it. Motherfuckers.
If you don't hit them with the hook, you'll never know. You gotta hit them with the hook and look.
So a few years back, I read this article. It was fucked up, man. It happened in Florida.
Of course.
So this Asian chick, they have a picture of her, and she's fucking beautiful, bro. She's a fucking 10, right? And there's this handsome looking white dude, right? And they get married and they have kids. Well, the kid comes out and the kid is fucking ugly, bro. Like, you look at babies, you're like, hey, he's a wrinkly, bald-headed, toothless thing. But you know a cute baby when you see it. He looked at it and he's like, well, fuck, man, this is a pretty fucking ugly baby. Maybe when it grows up, it'll, grow out of the ugliness. So the baby was like 3, 4, and it just got uglier and uglier. So the dude's like, man, fuck this shit, man. We need to do blood tests right here. So he did a blood test, the wife did a blood test, and it was his kid, and it was her kid. Now, you gotta remember, this chick was a fucking 10, gorgeous as fuck. So he's like, man, I gotta do some digging here. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't match.
This kid is ugly.
Good-looking people make good-looking babies.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're a 5 and your spouse is a 5, y'all might pull a 5. Y'all are 9s, y'all gonna put 9s. These were 2 10s with a fucking 2.
Two tall people ain't finna have a midget.
Yeah, no, hell no. So he did some research, went and somebody got in his head and said, man, look her past up. What the fuck? What did she look like when she was a baby? So 10 years prior, she has so much plastic surgery done, bro. In her high school picture, fucking hideous.
Some Khloe Kardashian shit. Huh?
No, worse than that. This bitch was like, had hair lip. That she had what do you call that, hair lip?
Yeah, hair lip. Yeah.
Like, she had a hair lip. Like, she was fucked up all the way. Like, terrible. She was like a -10, bro. Went and got all this surgery done because her family had a lot of money and fixed herself up, became a 10. And check this out. The dude sued her, divorced her, and sued her for that, and won the fucking
damn. What's
manipulation? Deceit at its finest. But imagine that, your whole life ruined. You're thinking you got this beautiful wife, your emotions are involved, you're sacrificing time. You have a baby with her, you care for her through the whole thing, and the whole thing it wasn't even you.
Man,
No, that's fucking. I don't know.
You
what
can't keep secrets.
Crazy.
Like, you should never marry somebody you feel the need to keep a secret from. Like, you should be able to tell your significant other can't even testify against you in court. They can't, and I'm no lawyer, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that they can't even testify about shit that you said after your divorce while you were married. Okay, like if you were to get in, murder trial or something. So, you shouldn't feel like you have to hold things from your spouse. If you do, you're with the wrong person. But I think that's something that if let's say I'm 5'6" and I've been wearing these like 2.5-inch fucking shoes that you don't know
the Tom
about.
Cruise joints.
Yeah, and you don't know. And then we have a little, we have a smaller kid. I feel like those are just some things. Like, really, when you want to get with somebody, you want to be with somebody, you want to be vulnerable and share some of the things. Like, get that shit out of the way. Hey, take me for what the fuck I am. Will you still take me? But I feel like if you fake it and then you make it, like, it's only going to be worse. One was a big bonus for Amy and I is I was in the middle of writing Hardcore Closer, which at that time in my life was like my life biography. And so as I was writing it, the story of my life, I'm just giving it to her. Like, here's this and here's, so like, everything. It's like, now will you still take me? It's like, I like you more because you fucking oddball. Of course I am. So
yeah.
But speaking of Florida, we will end on this, and I got to go back to work. But I watched this girl named Kindly on Instagram because a friend of mine a guy that I met doing club promotions in Vegas is always taking pictures with her. She's like one of the top Instagram models in existence. She's one of the top OnlyFans thing. I'm not going to sign up for OnlyFans. However, I have an interest in it, not to go see hers. I mean, fuck, who wouldn't want to?
Hey,
be
what?
real,
Share your only page with everybody.
Yeah, my OnlyFans. but the thing is, like, I wonder how that works because that site's worth a lot of money. Like, not just Kindly's, but like OnlyFans in general is a big money maker. And I've always wanted to go through the funnel and see what it's like, but I also don't want to be like a weird dude that has an OnlyFans account. I'd just rather not, right? So I've been using your address, Jose. No, I'm just saying. But so. Like, she's nice to look at and is always doing cool shit, right? And so the other day, they're at some bar in Florida, and she's showing her friend a video like this, and they're laughing, and it says, "Have you seen the Wharf Squirter video?" And I'm like, the fuck is a wharf squirter? First of all, even though I'm from Texas, I know what a wharf is, right? That's something to do with water. I don't know exactly what it means, but every time I've seen that word, there's water next to it. So someone's at a dock at the water or whatever. So I look it up thinking it was a fish, right? Thinking it was some kind of fucking seal or a dolphin. There's this fucking chick. She's probably 23 years old. People just chilling at fucking brunch on a fucking Sunday at the wharf. And she just like puts her leg up on a chair in the middle of a restaurant, bro. It's fuck people, kids, fucking everything running around. And fingers herself and fucking squirts all over the fucking dance floor like fucking some porno shit. And then nobody says shit. If that would have been a dude and he'd pulled his dick out and jerked the fuck off in front of everybody, they would have shot, stabbed, hung, strung this motherfucker up, castrated him. They just watched this bitch fucking masturbate and nobody said shit. They didn't say, honey, get the fucking kids. We fucking just... Dude... Women always be talking, Joe's gonna say this shit. Women always be talking about, we need equal rights. Shit, we need equal rights. That shit ain't happening for no man. 98% of dudes fucking working in factories. 98% of the people working in factories, dudes. 98% of the people losing in divorce, dudes. Like fucking, we got no fucking equal rights or equal treatment anymore. That dude would have to fucking register after he did his 10 years in prison and would never be able to drive in a school zone again the rest of his fucking life. And this bitch just went home and became a viral fucking video.
I don't even know what to say to that shit, man. That's fucking...
Goes to Google.
Both scenarios are bad, but that one's... Yeah, I mean, I guess they are showing favoritism.
Florida's some shit, man. I'm sure she was on bath salts or something, but here's the thing they do with women too, man.
Equal rights. I think I'm going to start marching for equal rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I want to be able to jerk off at a dance floor.
Exactly.
Squirt on the fucking floor. And go viral.
Here's the thing, I watched this true crime thing the other day. It was called Heist. Okay? And
Is it good?
Yes, it's very good. It's like 3 different heists, right? And one of them, this bitch stole $30 fucking million. It's a fucking chick. $30 fucking million bucks. And you know what the cop investigating her saying? We knew she was being manipulated by a man somewhere. How the fuck? Why? She stole the fucking money. She had the gun. She drove the armored truck. The bitch is on fucking camera. And the cop's like, well, and Jim, who was behind the scenes manipulating her, she made her own. So, let me ask the fucking question. You want to be treated fucking equal? Or do you want to fucking be like, a man did it, right? Because you can't fucking have it both ways. But I'm thinking, there's no way a dude would be like, look, man, I didn't want to rob that shit. Fucking Patricia made me do it, right? It'd be like, man the fuck up. You're going to get a life sentence, right? Like, fucking crazy.
The power of pussy.
Hey, she got off. She didn't even end up getting in trouble. The dude did all the fucking time.
The power of pussy.
She drove the truck. She's on camera with the gun. They gave her probation, and the dude did fucking 20 years. He wasn't available for the fucking filming of the movie.
When they do that at the end and they interview the real ones?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. But how many times have women manipulated men to go kill their husbands or their boyfriends?
Fuck,
like
all the time, man.
You even catch them with the fake FBI
I say that, man, because, the other day there was like these people marching on the Capitol for black women's rights to vote, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Y'all already got the right to vote. You know what I mean? Like, what do you? That doesn't even fucking make sense. Or you see these people like the women, they're kneeling until women get equal rights. What are you talking about, man? Y'all want life sentences for shit you fucking didn't mean to do too? Like, you fucking come and get in line.
Yeah, you squirt on the floor,
yeah, fuck
no shit. You're good. That's better than equal rights.
Everybody want equal rights until there's no more handicapped parking spots and they ain't got nowhere to park. Now they're mad and they need a leg up on everybody. It's true.
Dangerous.
Fucking
it's
true.
It's just spiraling down. I think this 2020 just set this big ass snowball, bro, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and worse and worse.
Well, now you're either brainwashed and you bought into it, or you're awake and it really fucking hurts your head, you know? And I really honestly wish that I was brainwashed. I wish I could, because here's what's happened. This is the division, right? Here's what's happened. There's let's say the women's soccer team, right? We got pink-haired Karen, right? She takes a kneel while literally the black chick next to her is standing up for the national anthem. So that's fucking weird anyway. White people.
Hey, why do you do that?
But those kind of white people don't listen to my fucking show anyway, so it wouldn't do no good to address them, right? So, but here's the thing, right? And I don't speak behalf on you weird pink-haired motherfuckers anyway, right? Now, I'm not saying everybody with pink hair, because I got lots of cool people like the Jessicas, who are Apex executives with pink hair, but they're fucking cool-ass people, right? I'm talking about the Karens of the world, right? So this chick takes a kneel, and here's the problem, though. And this is why it really is this good if you understand sales and influence. Half the people are glad she took a fucking knee. You know what? Fuck them motherfuckers over there. And really, probably more than half, because the rest of the world's like, yeah, fuck them anyway, right now, right? Yeah. So you got probably more people on your side doing that than against you, because maybe half the country's mad at you, but the rest of the world's probably on your fucking team, which outnumbers half of America, if you're just being real, right? So you're actually gaining some fame, okay? And you're gaining some followers and some support. And then the people that don't like you, they're against you, right? And that gives them fuel for whatever they're believing in too, right? So it's really a win-win situation for the person kneeling. Yeah. Right? The people that are on their team are sympathetic and proud of them and everything else. And the people that hate them, all they did was fuel them up and make them hate more and stir them up, which is a fucking win-win situation too, you know? What I noticed in the Olympics, man, is like they was bitching about the chick third place that turned her back to the flag. And all they did was they talk about that third place chick. Oh, she turned her back to the flag. Third place, turned her back to the flag. Fuck the loser. What about first and second place? Let's talk about those fucking people, right? Yeah. What are their names? We don't even know, right? They didn't even fucking mention them. How about a fucking never mind her? She turned her back on us. Let's talk about first and second place, and we don't know what happened to third place. Fucking, I don't know. You know?
Yeah. And who did win first place?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it.
What did they take a knee for? I saw that in the news when I was walking in the other day.
Look, man, we are not oppressed. I don't give a fuck what color you are, and you can say it's insensitive or whatever. We're not fucking oppressed. I am a 2-time felon that grew up living in fucking trailers and hoods and fucking been in fucking, I mean, Jose here is a prime fucking example of even worse situation than me, and he's not fucking white, and I'm telling you, it damn sure ain't because he's fucking Mexican that he's got an average, but there's no fucking oppression except for inside your mind. You have the power to fuck your excuses, fuck the government's excuses, fuck the excuses of the machine and everybody around you, and go make what you fucking want possible happen. 20 years ago, I walked out of fucking prison. No, not even fucking 20 years ago. 13 fucking years ago, I walked out of prison with $25 to my name, and now I got more money than I can fucking count. Not because I'm white, not because someone gave me an opportunity. Matter of fact, every opportunity I had was taken fucking from me. I had to go create my own, so I don't want to fucking hear that shit. So that little fucking bitch sitting down and kneeling on one fucking knee, as she's got enough fucking privilege, her white fucking privilege, to be in the fucking Olympics. White people don't play fucking soccer. That's fucking Europeans' fucking job. You know what I'm saying? So she's privileged that somebody in her family had enough money. My sister did soccer camp. That shit ain't fucking cheap. This shit's 10, 20, 30, 50 fucking $1,000 a year for someone to go through that and play Olympic fucking soccer. Ain't no sponsoring fucking, Nike ain't got a fucking deal with that pink hair bitch, but yet she wants to take a kneel for oppression. You say, oh, she's doing it for other people. Let them fucking people speak up. They're not speaking up, because you know what? In this country, we can do whatever the fuck we want and make it. And the two guys right now on this podcast sitting here in this fucking room are really fucking valid proof of that.
Amen.
Amen. We're going to catch you on the next show. In the meanwhile, hope you like the new format. We're going to have different people floating through here. I got some cool friends. Sometimes it'll be Jose, Drewby, Thomas, and then we'll always have guests and shit like that float through here too. We'll have weekly episodes, so make sure that you tune back in, subscribe, and don't forget to share this shit. Get the word out that we're back. Get the word out that we're here to stay.
It's all about helping others grow. You ain't know. It's Ryan Stewman.